Okay. Came to town this morning. Came to town this morning to run some errands. And I should be making my way back home. And so I just turned onto what is 99th Street. You can see here it's a Sunday morning and the street is quite empty. Now this is not unusual in the city of Edmonton because it is a city where the hustle and bustle usually takes place between Monday and Friday. And as you would expect, with today being Sunday, even though most of the occupants of the city don't go to church, they sit at home to play video games and they catch up on those things that they missed out within the week. And so that explains why the street is empty. But that notwithstanding, it's going to look a little busier in the evening, and that's very characteristic of this city. But I must add here that it's not a very populated city, as we're looking at just over 1 million people in the city here. Unlike other cities like Montreal, which has close to 4 million people, you would think that this is a pretty much small city when you look at the standards of Montreal and Toronto. And so I just turned right onto what is now 51 Avenue. As you can see here, the roads have been newly tarred. In the last couple of days here, it was quite tight here, as one of the other sides of the road was kind of blocked because they had to do the tarring. And you can see now there are very little bumps. Before this road was tarred, it was a case of a kind of a bumpy ride. And I'm just going to slightly exit to my left here as I go across the train tracks here. I'm lucky it's a Sunday and there is no train track here. And so at the intersection here, the light here, you see the vehicles driving. The vehicles driving to my right here, these are the vehicles heading towards the city of Edmonton, and they're driving on a road which is called the Gateway Boulevard. If you can see it, it is written on green just next to the intersection light up there. If you look at the intersection light, you would see it's written the Gateway Boulevard. And like I said before, I am driving on a 51 Avenue. Most of the shops are still closed, and I was going to go into one of the shops, but from every indication it would not be open by the time I drive past that shop. And so I'm going to do a left turn here now into what is a street that is referred to as the Calgary Trail. If you have done a Google search, you would discover that the city of Calgary is being looked upon as the cleanest city in the world. And so when I turn left here, this is the road that would lead out of the city into the highway that leads to the city of Calgary. And of course, it's always a busy street with lots of cameras to pick on speedy drivers, and I'm lucky not to be one of them. I'm not a very speedy driver. And so as I continue on Calgary Trail, you can continue to see that the street is as empty as the previous streets on which I was driving. You can imagine like a 4-lane road, and I'm the only car. And if I look in my driving mirror, I would say that the cars that are right behind me are like approximately 700 meters behind me. And so I continue to bust the road. You know, that's what happens when when the street is empty. And so the street right in front of me here is a street that leads to the western part of Edmonton. It is called White Mud Drive. This is a street. This is a highway road that cuts across the city. It breaks the city into two, just like you will cut an orange in the middle. So this road that I just went past is made so that if you want to go from the west to the east end of the city, you can avoid all these intersection lights and be able to drive pretty fast. And so as I continue here on Calgary Trail, you can notice that there are a few more cars here than on the other streets. And of course, the reason for this is on a day like this, those people from the other city of Calgary and from the other city of Red Deer who came into Edmonton for the weekend are probably heading back to the cities to resume work tomorrow. And of course, you will notice that the drivers that are going past me are going a little faster. And this is what happens when the drivers have in their minds that they are soon going to be heading into a highway. They start driving a little fast right from the city, just as they head out. And so I continue to make my ride on this street. I was quite unfortunate. I'm just driving across 34 Avenue now. I just went past 34 Avenue, but I'm still on Calgary Trail. I was quite unlucky to have a radar. I had a radar ticket. If you know what that means, I was a little bit over the speed limit, and I got this flash on my car, for which I was forced to pay $110 just for speeding. And of course, when I go past this intersection light, this would be the last intersection light, and then the next intersection light would be in the city of Red Deer. That is about 1 hour and 30 minutes from here. And so I can now go a little faster because the speed limit on this road is 100 kilometers an hour. And so if I look at my odometer now, I'm at like 90 kilometers an hour, but then I'm going to switch lanes because my exit isn't far from here. The tendency is for some drivers to stay on the wrong lane and then force their way into the lane that leads them to their exit, putting other drivers' lives in danger. But if you did your driving test here in Canada, you would have been told that if you are driving on a highway and you're getting close to your exit, you get your car closest to the lane where you will make your exit, just to prevent that last minute rush which can put yourself in danger and other drivers in danger. And so I'm going to switch to the next lane to my right, because that is an exit that is going to lead me to my house. And of course, I'm still driving on Calgary Trail, but when I do a right turn here, it will take me to another route which is called Anthony Henday. If you remember, there was a road that I went across there that I said it actually cuts the city into two. And now these other roads that I'm turning into, if you can read my signpost overhead, it says Anthony Henday. Now this is a road that actually goes around the city. This road goes around the city, and it makes it possible for somebody who wants to go from the southern part of the city to the northern part of the city to avoid all the traffic that you would find in the middle of the city, and so you can go all around. So we have two key roads in the city. There's one that cuts the city into two, and there is one that goes all around the city. And of course, as I head on to what I just said, what I just mentioned as Anthony Henday, I have to look at my speed, because it is very characteristic for the cops, for the police to be on this road. I do remember that the only ticket that I have had so far in Canada here that have been pulled over and issued by police was on this road. But I'm lucky today is a Sunday, and that's their usual checkpoint right up front there, and I don't see them, which means I'm safe. But I'm even driving way below the speed limit. And so if I take the exit to my left where you see the white truck, pickup truck going to, that will actually lead me to Anthony Henday. But because I'm going home, I'm taking a right turn here onto what is referred to as 111th Street. 111th Street. That is another key street here. That's another major street here in the south. And so that street is going to lead me to my house. And so I'm going to do a left turn here onto 111th Street. Onto 111th Street. You can see the street is still as empty as the other streets. It is a Sunday, like I said, and we are having fun just driving. And this is the day for, this is the kind of day for which those new drivers can come onto the road here and get some practice, because you will have very little or no traffic to encounter. And as you can see here, the streets are fully separated. The cars going southbound like mine to have no interference with the cars going northbound on the other lane to my left. And I'm going to do a right turn here onto this street, which is in my neighborhood. We call this street Mark A1 Street. We call it the Mark A1 Street, and of course, because it is a residential area, we are expected to drive at not more than 50 kilometers an hour, even though you will find some drivers who will go on this road at 60 and if not more. But the risk is that should someone's child or someone come up from the houses and run onto the road, there is a chance that you could knock them over. And so I'm well aware of that, and I'm respecting the speed limit. I keep watch as I drive because on a Sunday like this, it's not unusual to find those kids who come out here and play. And of course, as I approach a play zone here, you would notice to my right that the speed limit here is 30, and that is the rule here. Where there is a playground for kids, the speed limit is set at 30, just because kids have the tendency of running just anywhere. A kid could be playing maybe soccer, basketball, and the ball maybe rolls across the road, and without having the time to check left or right, they may just run across the road and then they get knocked down. And so it is by law illegal to drive at more than 30 kilometers an hour when you go past these playgrounds. And so I'm going to turn right now into what is referred to as the Mark A1, the McFadden Way. Sorry about that. The McFadden Way. Now this is actually my neighborhood. This is actually my neighborhood. You can see the houses in my neighborhood. It's quite peaceful. We have people. You will hardly see anyone outside because everyone is kind of indoors.